Hi guys, John Picarello, co-founder here at Lions Pride Leadership Company, and today I want to talk to you about staying motivated. And going through the course of a year, and there is so much that takes into consideration in being a success, that staying motivated is an intentional act, because normally we're not motivated on our own. So there are things we can do that keep us motivated. So the first thing we're going to look at in being motivated is that you would have your objectives written out in detail. And that motivates me. When I look down and I see the next quarter and what I need to do, and regardless of whether it's business or family or whatever it is, and I have it written down, I get motivated because I could see in sequence what I need to do, and it just motivates me. And when things are in detail, your creativity begins to rise higher, and it does something for your thought life, your imagination, when you see things in detail. So map out the steps and follow through, and be consistent with them. So first, in keeping things in detail, what this is helping your creativity, your imagination, to be even more vivid. So when you're writing out what you need to do in the next quarter, or maybe it's a new project, and you start writing out the steps, and take each step and write it out in detail for yourself. Now, things may change, but the idea is so that you know where you're going and you know what it's going to take, because changes of direction or the next steps in projects, there's always cost factor, team factor, and there's so many things to think about. So the more detailed you get, the better equipped. In fact, you'll find that preparation gives you the advantage of being in the game before it begins. And that's usually where it is. The best athletes have their head in the game before it even starts. They map out what's going to happen in football. Every quarter, every play, every run or pass is all mapped out before the game begins. And it's done by looking at the other defenses and vice versa, your defense and their offense. So planning in detail helps you to become creative. And not only that, it helps you to adjust when things are changing. In sports, sometimes there's a broken play. Now it's more like freestyling. Now you got to be creative on the fly and improvise. And it's the same way. You could use your creative imagination to think outside the box when adjustments have to be made, because life can throw us a curve. And you know that in 2020, life threw us several curves and probably a knuckleball or two, but we all had to adjust and change on the fly. So you can script out the whole year, but learn how to change on the fly. In hockey, where I used to play hockey when I was younger, they have a thing that's called change on the fly. So when the puck is cleared and it goes to the other end of the ice, then what's happening, you'll see certain players head toward the bench and new players come in. They're making changes within seconds, and that keeps the momentum going. So if you're able to change on the fly, it will not hinder your momentum, and momentum is a leader's best friend, because when momentum is on your side, you always are looking at things from a higher level than you normally would. You play better than you normally would. In fact, you look better than you normally would. So in mapping out, do it in detail, and also change on the fly when necessary. And second, my final point is, in all of this, maintain control. Keep yourself under control. You cannot control everything around you, but you control how you respond to everything around you. So one of the things you'll have to do when planning in detail and doing the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, when you're going through it, you have to make decisions sometimes on the fly. And the question is, when you're confronted with something, do you mull it over or do you move it forward? That's a decision you're going to have to make. Mulling it over means it's going to take more time. Does it put you behind schedule? Or maybe you're ahead of schedule and now you're still back on schedule. Either way, when you go to make decisions, look at the decision you have to make and make a decision on your decision that you have to make. Should I mull this over or should I move it forward? Meaning, do I need to act right now? So that's the first thing you need to do. Stay in control. Never be a victim of circumstance. And secondly, you're going to be looking at your response to things around you. Things are so fast-paced, especially in 2020. You saw people confronted constantly with, do I react emotionally or do I thoughtfully respond? And good leaders thoughtfully respond. Good leaders don't react. Even when they're intuitively Changing on the fly, that's a response, because remember, preparation before the game helps you to think through the changes. So I hope some of these things help you. So just remember, write out your objectives in detail and always be prepared beforehand to change on the fly. So I hope this helps you to stay motivated in 2021.